Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Let's Play series. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, as always. A little bit of a different thing I'm doing here. It's been a while since I did a little bit and busting, and I'm in need of quite a few shulker shells right now. So I'm trying to gather up a few, and I'm trying to do kind of a new system here for exploring the end. You can see an offhand map on your screen here. Basically, I'm trying to map out what entities I've already been in, so I don't have to travel thousands and thousands of blocks away. We're just gonna get all of the ones that are around the rim. Yeah, that way it should be way easier to long-term collect shulker shells, right? Because even before I did travel like thousands and thousands of blocks away, and we're probably gonna still encounter some of those entities, sadly. But this way, it should be, you know, I think this is a great long-term thing to do in a single-player world. Also, I'm gonna die here, so I'm gonna lock myself in. I need some food. Yeah, this works on single-player worlds. In multiplayer, not everyone does have to have the map, so, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose of that. Well, I haven't seen generation like this before. This is new. So this is a big ninja room here, right? Classic, everyone knows that one. But on the roof, there's a gateway over here. This is supposed to be, I think, the ship thing, right? The ship bridge. But it kind of just collides with the roof here. It's weird, I haven't seen anything like that before. So this is the loot from this little expedition that we just had. Got a new smithing template thing as well, which is exciting. Lots of shulker shells, and this is how it's gonna look when we explore it, right? We'll be able to see where we have been, where we haven't. We already raided that one in the past. This is the new one that we raided. It was a giant one, which was exciting. And there was also this one, but I didn't raid this one. I decided not to, because it's pretty close to our main island, and if we ever want to move shulkers, either to over here or somewhere else, then we'll get them from this spot, right? So we don't have to like drag them all the way from there. We just need to go there, like we'll make a little bridge or something, and we're set. No, Antonia, how did you manage to do this? Well, I guess you're a permanent installation on this spot over here. I made you so that you would wander about. Look at you now. So what projects do we need the shulker boxes for, huh? Well, it's this one. This is a long-term project that was finished a long time ago, as far as the building goes. There's a big issue that it has, and that is that it is unfunctional unless you complete it. And honestly, that's kind of like the main point of this world at this point, I realized, and I'm gonna make it official here. The final goal at this point in time will change over time. Hopefully we will finish this so we can move on to another gigantic project. But what I really want is make this thing functional, and we can only make this thing functional if we automate a quintillion things, at least to a certain point, right? If you don't know what we're talking about here, it's the ender sorter. You put in a shulker here, grabs items from the chests up above. This one should be the wood one, yeah, and then you can like switch between the two shulker boxes that are designed for that one compartment over there. And this is the shulker boxes. We had them for over 50 episodes now, I believe, at this point, so it's no new thing in our world here. But the thing is that we can't really use it unless we properly organize it into the blocks that we believe that will fit into our ender chest, like the ones that we believe we will need the most, I mean. And we also need to gather those items. So, for example, right, we have the wood chest. This one's relatively good. I think I'm happy with this one. So we need to acquire a single stack of every single wood type in the game. And after that, we need to fill up a second shulker box. It's gonna be the same one, so it's gonna be wood in the ender sorter, and I'm gonna put like an A here or something. It's gonna be wood ender sorter B. It's gonna be identical to this one, right? And then we'll need to gather up about, let's say, 9 stacks of each item in the shulker, just so the system doesn't break immediately once we start using it. Calling setting this up a nightmare is kind of a compliment. But once it is done, I believe this is gonna make playing the game so convenient, so fun, so smooth, and it's gonna be very satisfying to do. So I redesigned the whole thing. Like, for example, this is now colored 1, colored 2, colored 3. These were 3 separate things before. We have like a brick one for nether quartz bricks and purple blocks and normal bricks and that type of stuff. We've got a flower one, workstations one, plants one. Happy with this one. Plants 2, because there's a lot of plants. Not sure about... Oh wait, it's gonna be decor. Okay, I decided on that. Right now. Rocks 1, rocks 2, rocks 3, wood, lights, and nether. And this is gonna be our redstone one. I think we're gonna do this thing with redstone as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing here. And if we want to do this, well, first I need to decide what items go into where, right? I still haven't done that with some of these, but we also need to automate them, because gathering them up manually every single time is going to be completely just... It's gonna be all we're gonna be doing, gathering resources on the world. I just tried running the game on 32 chunks rendered right now, and it's pretty crazy what you can see. Like, you can see all the way to the end of Spruce Town over there. You can see the mountain, the tree right there, some odd bits in the crossroad woods over there. That's pretty much it. Oh, that's Cauldron Mountain over there, where I gathered up all of my powdered snow. Oh, I need to turn that off because my computer is fuming. I'm pretty sure that's smoke. So yes, to fill up all of those shulker boxes with ingredients and whatnot, we will need a lot of automation that needs to be done. A lot of it, I mean. But that's good, right? That is an incentive to do a bunch of cool stuff. Maybe design our own designs for different things, like this tree farm design that we have, which launches the TNT through the thingamajig and then it lands there. I think that's a nice, cool idea that we could use. But we're gonna do something less fancy and more useful today. Something that is really, really cool and is now possible in the newest update that we're playing, which is... I think we're playing 1.20. I don't actually know, I don't remember. And this farm design is incredibly easy, and I recommend anyone who has the resources to do this definitely make one. You just need a couple pistons, run them across like this, and then a couple blocks behind as well. Actually, no. Wrong! Don't copy me! I don't know what I'm doing. Build this one block higher up and then it should work. Redstone line on the blocks that we placed over there, and then just place a couple things of bamboo like this, and the farm is pretty much done. And we can do more observers if we want it to be slightly more efficient as well, which I'm probably gonna do. So let's do one like... I don't have more. Guys, I know what I'm doing, don't you worry. If you want this thing to be as efficient as possible, you put a observer on every single block about the pistons, but I don't care about it that much. This is kind of just a little fun experiment to see how quick this truly actually is. And obviously it's a bamboo farm, I hope I don't need to explain that. That's what we're doing here. We already do have a bamboo farm back in Spruce Town, but it doesn't really have the oomph that I need for what I want to do with the bamboo. It's really just a trickle farm. It collects just a little bit for certain uses, right? But now that bamboo has a very good use, we definitely have an incentive to build more. So this is a big, very easy, very simple build. It just needs quite a few resources if you want to do it properly, if you actually want to get a decent amount of bamboo from it. This is a simple design that you can build at any stage of the game. The better one would probably be the flying machine one. You could get a bunch more bamboo in a more enclosed space, and it would probably work better. It would even be less resource intensive than getting all of these pistons, but I prefer these kinds of design anyway, because flying machines are my enemy. And another thing that you can do is a bone meal based one, but we don't have the bone meal. We're very poor on bone meal on this world, so this is gonna be a nice... Another trickle design, but it's already about 6 times as effective as the one that we have back in Spruce Town. And we can build a bunch of these right next to one another and get a proper good farm. And I really wanted to put it here as well, because we have a tree farm over there, and I maybe want to make another one in the future as well. And there's gonna be like a nice bamboo farm over here, from which we can now make wood and very useful things like chests and whatnot, which are going to be filling up, of course, the shulkers that we discussed earlier. if I got a diamond for accidentally starting a raid in Spruce Town, every single time I did it, I'd have 2 diamonds, which isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird it happened twice. What a horrible, horrible state of affairs. Look at this, villagers. My beloved villagers, how many? Oh my goodness. They're all dead. Or the majority of them anyway. Oh. I deserve that. Completely deserve that. The thing is that these are the old villagers, so if they do the villager rework that they're planning to, these guys are gonna be rare. They're gonna be limited, right? So, gotta be more careful. Alright, we got 3 more wanderers coming in today onto the world. The reason why I got the omen in the first place, and the reason why we got raided. I got Frederick, Thomas, and Alan. I'm not sure they're supposed to have their hands like that. That's kind of interesting. Anyway, this is done. This is how the final product here looks. We could still add more bamboo spots. This is expandable basically infinitely, but this is what I ended up going for in terms of the scale. As of right now, you can also do a minecart based collection system, but I decided we're gonna do a lathe because I just really like using them. They're really fun, really interesting, and I think I want to experiment more with them. So what happens, if we can see any minute now, some of these are gonna trigger all the observers. That's gonna break all the bamboo, and they're gonna deliver it over here. Not all of these are bamboo wielding ones. I've just been breeding them up over here. We're gonna have like 4 of them tops. But they come here, they drop bamboo over here. Sometimes they drop it on the node block, but then they pick it up again and they keep throwing it until it lands in the hoppers. And this is actually really effective. And of course, once we get the crafter onto the world and all of that with the new snapshots, that's all gonna go over here and it's gonna craft up and condense all of the bamboo. So we won't actually need that much storage, because even though this is a lot of bamboo, like 9 stacks of this is a single stack of planks, right? So storage is not gonna be an issue. What is gonna be an issue though is decorating this place. And I have no idea what I wanna do. I don't even have my building blocks on me, so I need to figure something out. Yeah, maybe we'll do some kind of like sawmill built over here. I'm imagining like 2 symmetrical-ish walls like this, and then at the back end over here where I'm looking at, there's gonna be like a big decorational, like big log being cut and split into pieces. The first block I'm thinking of here is mangrove wood. I think that's gonna be really nice for the walls and stuff. Deep slate variants as well, of course. I forgot my torches going down here, so I'm doing this in the pitch black void. Alright, here's the final block palette that we're gonna go for. We're gonna have a base of deep slate, a little bit of mangrove and jungle mixed in for the actual building materials, the wall materials. The top is gonna be lined with deep slate. We're gonna mix in some copper, like so, which we're gonna let weather over time. I prefer to do that with deep slate instead of just it being instantly the way I wanted to. I actually wanted to see it oxidize and then fix it up once it is done many episodes later. So that's what we're gonna do. The floor probably bamboo or something, kind of to keep the material we're producing within the farm in it. I think that's gonna match relatively nicely. And yeah, 1 long line of building over here, 1 long line of building over here, a slightly bigger building in here, some kind of pathway that leads through, because I want to have a pathway that kind of goes here and you can continue like through the building. It's going to be a very open concept. And then there's going to be the top, which is going to house the crafters once they come out in the future, but we're going to leave that space open for the time being. It's gonna be empty because the crafter doesn't exist yet. And also in between all of that, we're gonna sneak in a few of these like staircases. I kind of want this to be not steampunk, that is not a not a correct word, but kind of like not falling apart either. We're not building ruins here. There's gonna be a functional build. But people are lazy, right? They're gonna leave like scaffolding around sometimes. They're gonna leave some kind of support structure that doesn't really need to be there. And I think that's just gonna be nice. And we're gonna build this first because I'm gonna be traveling to the roof to build it a lot. So, you know, it's actually gonna be useful this way. Not gonna lie, that initial rush of starting to work on a new project on this world is slightly slightly wearing off at this point. I've been working on this for a couple hours now. Let me show you how it's looking so far. This is the view from the distance. This is how the final base layout of the build looks. That's where the two farms are. On the edges there, the long builds, and then there's the main storage room area build-a-majig over there. We have kind of like a squashed second floor, and then there's a spruce tower that it sits on top of. There's a little bit of dirt radiating over there. I think that's pretty neat. I want to do something that I haven't done before with you guys. I want to do banner work for this area over here. I figured like I could do like a little bamboo pixel art or something in this spot, but it's not like that good of a spot for it. So maybe like some letters like bamboo. Like how many letters do we have here? B, A, M, B, O, U. Bamboo. And then maybe some sort of bamboo banner symbol, maybe? I don't know, I haven't really done banner stuff before, so let's try it out here. I need a bunch of red banners, I believe. 1, 2, I need 7. That's how many spots there are over there. And we're gonna be using yellow dye, I believe. I think that's gonna look pretty good. Yellow line in the middle. And red border. And that should make a B. Let's look at it. Oh my goodness. That's probably as good as you're gonna get it, right? I mean, that's pretty good, I think. Alright, let's check this out. I added a little thing to it at the end there. It's not perfect, but it's supposed to be a little stick of bamboo. But it kind of now looks like bamboo, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of, but I mean, I'm gonna keep it. It's fine. It's good enough for a first attempt, I think. That does kind of look like a leaf there. That's like the triangle and a diagonal, which I then covered up with a red left side line and then a border, red border like that. I think that's pretty neat. I think that's fun. I really gotta do more banner stuff. This is how these bamboo farms are looking right now, by the way. I added some... Ooh, look at that. This should be collected by the minecart going over. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I added those pumpkin things there. They do look a little jarring, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I forgot to do a ceiling there. And in this room over here as well, we have a huge ceiling area, which is gonna be empty for now, but we do have the option of putting another farm there in the future, because I think I've decided that all of the collection stuff is gonna be below. Which is also why I left this area over here. Once we craft up everything into blocks, I think this is actually where we're gonna have like a little storage section. I'm just really indecisive because we do have the underground area. That was the idea, that we're gonna have everything downstairs. But I think I might leave this just to be like the industrial spot. This is how it looks right now, by the way. If you wanna see how the whole thing operates, I'm just gonna dig over there, hopefully not breaking nothing. There we go. Yeah, this is how it looks. This is the collection system. I did like a double way detector rail. It's not perfect. There's been a few instances where the minecarts got stuck, but it works relatively well. I'm just fixing some bugs here, but you have detector rails here, power rail in the middle, and 2 comparators just straight up going into the piston. This works pretty well for a unloading station. They did pass through, which you might find curious, but it's kind of about the weight of the minecart. So currently they have 30 bamboo in them. It works on the principle of the minecart weighing down. So here we have like 4 stacks of items maybe, and then once it has 4 stacks of items and it passes through, that's when it's actually gonna stop at the station here, and that's when it's properly gonna unload. I'm a little lost on the ceiling, so I'm probably just gonna do a simple old plain spruce one. Can't really go wrong with that, with the transition from the red here as well. And for the middle of the room here, I want to do something fun. I'm gonna get distracted here, halfway with the ceiling, but still, I want to do this while it's still on my mind, like a little stone cutter spot, maybe a block lower actually. Sure. And we want to have, where's the bamboo blocks? There they are. Like a big piece of bamboo being cut on the saw here, right? So it's gonna get like zzz in the middle, and I'm just gonna decorate this a little bit so it looks relatively good. Maybe it does need to go 1 block higher, I don't know. Alright, I think we're gonna leave it here with this build today. I mean, there's still a lot that can be done with this, but I would rather work on other things. If we even have time to do it, I don't know how long this episode has been. I'm probably gonna cut out a lot regarding this, because it's taken a while. But let's walk around here a little bit together, let's talk about some stuff. Obviously this is gonna be in the Outlands biome, custom biome thing, so we're gonna have like coarse dirt on the edge here, and then it's gonna like transition into the path block variant that we have over there, so no worries there. It's gonna look a little bit more in place once that happens. I'm missing a jungle block, I'm gonna put that in later. So we're gonna do like the texturing and the terrain once we expand the biome in the future here. I've also been using slabs for the roofs here, and it kind of created this weird effect. That is the reason that why I don't want to do slabs, right? Because this happens. So maybe I'm gonna need to fix that. I decided to go against having like a pathway to the back here. I might still add it in the future, but this is how the back currently looks. I know it's kind of bland, but we're gonna revisit this build in the future, and that's when we'll add all the main details. But for the time being, this is a nice functional little thing. This can leave. There we go. It's getting dark, so I'm trying to walk around here quickly. And we're gonna add a bunch of this type of stuff as well to it. Big bamboo sign, of course. And then when we go into the middle here, this is how it looks. There still can be a lot done, of course. But we have like this big, well, big, it's not that big, a bamboo cutting machine in the middle here with like warning lights on, like this is working, there's a saw, so don't come close to it or you might get hurt. I'm imagining there's gonna be the storage that we're gonna move it probably from the underground there and put it over here, and the underground, English, the underground is gonna remain a completely just redstone area. We're probably still gonna put in the pathway to the underground area, but it's not gonna be needed to be visited unless there's maintenance to be done. And maybe a staircase leading up to the second floor over here, because that's something that's gonna be used one day for something. I have some ideas. And a little thingamajig, push the button, look at the light thing, kind of like managing this machine, right? And this is kind of supposed to be a conveyor line, and there's another bamboo thing coming into the middle to be cut up, kind of to, you know, simulate this thing, because bamboo maker, bamboo farm, right? Makes sense? Sure. Also put in a few lanterns here so you can actually look at the farm working. Apparently the minecart and this one stopped working, the other ones seem to be having their bamboo collected. No, they don't! Oh, it broke! Dang it. But yeah, this is like one of the biggest builds that we have here on the world here. It looks very orange from up here, which is also why I want to leave finishing this build to another day, so we can see how the gradient with the oxidized blocks forms on top of here, and then we can add some manual blocks on it and wax it up and leave it as a permanent installment. Obviously it's not gonna be this orange in the final product. I hope that is self-explanatory. Oh, what a mess I made right behind the compendium project here. Oh man, yeah, mango trees, they kind of suck as far as harvesting goes. We're gonna need to figure out some sort of location, kind of like farm place for them, so it's, well, not here behind the compendium first and foremost, and so it's easier to do. Anyway, we're gonna start logging off here. I'm just slowly putting everything into the system, as you can see, putting everything in the world sorter so we can clear our inventory, prepare for the next episode. And I'm of course gonna grab all of that bamboo and put it into the ender sorter shulkers so we can start automatically using that as well. And this is a good time to ask for this, I think. If you guys have any suggestions as to what we could still put on top of this build before it is completely finished, do let me know. Anyway, that is going to be it from me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!